Whoever practices sin is of the devil. This is what the Bible says. In 1 John chapter 3, verse 7 and 8, John calls us to practice righteousness rather than to practice sin. But that doesn't mean if you follow Jesus Christ and you call yourself a Christian that you never sin. Following Christ doesn't just suddenly make you sinless. It changes the direction of where you're trying to walk in life. We are called to flee from sin, to flee from the vices that take root in our heart, and instead to practice virtue, to practice righteousness. Don't confuse flee from sin with flee from sinners, because then you'd have to flee from yourself, which you can't do. Because if you're following Jesus Christ and you think that you're better than that person because you are, that's actually spiritual pride. That's actually a sin within itself. You need the grace of God just as much as the other person needs it. Christ calls us to love. Jesus said, "By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Our God humbled himself and came into this broken world, into our broken flesh to save us. So follow his example. Don't conform to the world, but don't also isolate yourself away from people. Practice righteousness as you would practice any other skill. Flee from sin. Love God and love all people. And go and preach the gospel is what Christ calls us to do. The world shouldn't recognize Christ in us by how much better we think we are. They actually will recognize Christ in you by how much love you have for them.